What's happening, guys? Celtic CC here. I just wanted to do a follow-up video to my video on the Zephyrica issue. If you haven't watched that yet, you should probably go and watch it to know exactly what I'm going on about, because I don't want to go through all the information again. But I felt like doing another video because there's some other sort of information and things I've noticed which, can sort of like bring extra information to the table and, sort of bolster my argument in the first place. So basically, since making that video, I've actually sort of gone and watched another YouTuber who made a video on Zephyrica, and when he read the true damage ignores damage reduction effects, he straight away said, oh, this dragon's going to be good against Levanicas and Dovekeepers then. So you got to assume that he's automatically thinking that Zephyrica is going to ignore the damage caps. I've also talked to someone else in game who said that they don't think that damage reduction counts as damage caps, but they see where I'm coming from. So it's kind of like you got two. I said this in the video before anyway. You got two types of people. You're going to be people who read this who think this means ignoring damage caps, and there are going to be people who think that it's not ignoring damage caps, right? So the fact you've got two different types of people, I'm not trying to say, oh, you should think one way over the other. That's not my point. The point I'm trying to make is the fact that there are going to be two different types of people with two different viewpoints on what this information actually means. And that's a bit of an issue, because at the moment we don't exactly know what this proc is going to do. And there's some people who think it's going to do one thing, and there's other people who are going to think it does another thing, right? I automatically assume this means it ignores damage caps, right? And then I was racking my brain and I started thinking, oh, I'm sure there's been another hero in the game who ignores damage reduction. And then I thought, oh, damn, it's Skeletica. And I thought, oh, have I just made myself look really stupid, do you know what I mean? With, oh, there's already been a hero that's ignoring damage reduction. And if you read Skeletica's proc, it says fixed damage cannot be mitigated by percentage-based damage reduction, right? So Skeletica is another hero in the game. He's the first hero in the game that ignores damage reduction. But it specifically says percentage-based damage reduction. And that clarifies that, that means things like Sacred Light, Stone Skin, stuff like that, but not damage caps. It's very specific, the information, and it clarifies exactly what this proc does. And I think this kind of sort of furthers my point that there's an issue with the dragon with the information we've been given, because at the end of the day, if we've already had a hero that ignores damage reduction to percentage-based attacks, then why wouldn't this say here that the true damage ignores damage reduction effects on percentage-based attacks if this hero is only doing that? The information as it is here is saying damage caps to me, and it is to other people as well. Do you know what I mean? That's the issue I've got with this at the moment. It's like, the way this information is at the moment, it can be interpreted two ways, and it's being interpreted two ways, and it's an issue. And it's a further problem when you look at Skeletica, because, it could be that this hero comes out and he does ignore damage caps, right? And then it's like, okay, and then people are just going to have to accept the fact that, they might get annoyed about it, but they're just going to have to accept the fact that Levanicas and Dove's damage caps count as damage reduction, right? But if this hero isn't ignoring damage caps, then this needs to be changed to true damage ignores percentage-based damage reduction effects. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it could just be that I've made a big deal out of this, and it turns out this hero actually does ignore damage caps, and that's the situation with it. So this is actually incorrect information. Do you know what I mean? But if he doesn't ignore damage caps, then they need to change that to percentage base, and they need to do it quickly. Because I'm not the only person, and I've seen this already, I'm not the only person who's thinking this means damage caps, and it's an issue. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it'd be interesting to see what this dragon does. I've made a couple of videos about this now. I mean, I'm not going to get him anytime soon, but I'm really, really looking forward to finding out exactly what this dragon does, just to see, what this proc actually does. It'll be interesting to find out. But, definitely at the moment, the way I say, if you look at Skeletica's information, this further highlights that this should mean damage caps. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise it should be same percentage based. So that's just more information I wanted to put out there, guys. Okay, I'm not trying to sort of recruit people to my way of thinking or anything like that. I'm just trying to, get it acknowledged that there are people in the game that think are reading this and interpreting it in two different ways. Do you know what I mean? it'd be interesting to see how this dragon turns out anyway. Okay, cheers guys.